Hello everyone, I'm Eric Meyer with SapphireBotanica.com. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be just a really short video explaining our payment processing through our website. So to give you a little bit of background, when we set up Sapphire Botanica in late 2018, we initially set up, I think it was Square payment processing. We quickly found out that Square, PayPal, Stripe, Zelle, all these peer-to-peer payment, things, do not process payments for hemp-derived products or cannabis-derived products. So we were very limited in the very beginning. We were very limited on which processors would accept transactions for cannabis-derived products. And of course, we sell CBD isolate products. CBD does not come from marijuana; it comes from hemp. Our products are tested and shown to be completely free of any THC. None is detected at all in any of the lab tests on all the batches of products that we sell. But regardless of any of that, the processing industry, which I'm just going to call it the banking industry, decided all of a sudden, hey, we're not doing payment processing on cannabis-derived products, regardless of the fact that they don't contain THC or any illegal ingredients, regardless of the fact that they're legal in all 50 states and have been for 4 or 5 years. So that was just the decision that they made. So what happened is on May 15th, we were basically cut off from payment processing for credit cards. And we knew this was coming. This didn't blindside us. We knew this was going to happen. But we were left with very limited choices in how we were going to transact business online. And I'm gonna kind of go off on a tangent here for just a second, and please don't think I'm a conspiracy theorist. Everything I say is just grounded in fact and observation and data. The fact is that I think the banking industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the news industry, I think these are all very symbiotic. They have symbiotic relationships. They get along with one another because they make money working with one another. And the reality is that anything that's in the holistic realm, whether we're talking about vitamin C, hoxy, amygdalin, kratom, hemp, marijuana, almost anything that would reduce the number of prescriptions written, the fact is that cuts the revenue of that supply chain. So the pharmaceutical companies spend billions of dollars on advertising with the media outlets. So the last thing a media outlet wants to do is report on something healthy, because they would rather drive business to the pharmaceutical companies that are paying for the advertising, that are creating their profit margins. And the same holds true for the banking industry. I mean, they're all just sort of in bed with one another. So it really was disheartening, but it quite frankly came as no surprise that the banking industry had clamped down on payment processing for CBD products. So again, that was kind of my little tangent. Let me get back on track. So we set up electronic checking. Now, electronic checking has been around for decades. A lot of people don't write checks anymore. They pay for everything with a credit card. But if sometimes you go into a business and you write a check, and they may have a terminal right there where they immediately scan your check and hand your check back to you. That's electronic checking. They're just simply picking up the routing number, the account number, and some other information off your check, and they are electronically debiting those funds from your account almost the exact same way they would with a debit card. The difference is it's not going through Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, or any other credit card processing. Other than that, it's a very similar process. Now, in addition to Sapphire Botanica, I used to own a artificial turf company, and I also currently own a gym flooring company. And we pay all of our vendors through electronic checking. I mean, it's become the standard for us. We eliminate credit card processing fees. We don't even accept credit cards in my business. I mean, my customers are paying me in my gym flooring business 10, 20, 30, 50, $80,000 on a project, and that's either typically sent in a check or done through electronic checking or wire transfer. So electronic checking, wire transfer, again, a very similar process. We're looking at a routing number, account number. So that's why we discontinue taking credit cards. Now, there are some processors that have come back online and they're now working, and they're taking hemp-derived or cannabis-derived product, transactions. The problem is they've kind of thrown our market into what's considered a high-risk market. So things like pornography sites, gambling sites, these are high-risk sites. And so what happens is the companies that are using these services, they're paying hundreds of dollars a month just to even use the service. And then the fees associated with the service, it could be 4, 5, 8, 9, 10% of the cost of the transaction is having to go back into credit card processing fees. Now that's just going to drive up prices. So to eliminate that price increase that we would have to have if we had that added expense, we've just simply gone to electronic checking. It's safe. It's been around for decades. It works very well. It's, from a user standpoint, instead of entering a credit card number, you're just plugging in your routing number, your bank account number. So it's, excuse me, it's really the same process, works kind of the same way. Only we're not paying 2 or 3% over to Visa and MasterCard, or even a higher percentage, actually. So I hope that explains it. Certainly, if you have any questions about why we do anything the way we do it, we certainly have a reason for literally everything. Nothing is done randomly. I'm always a phone call or an email away. I'm happy to talk to you, answer your questions, and work with you. Thanks so much. Have a great day. God bless.